Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum, good evening everyone. First of all, thank you to Port untuk for first organizing this, I think for the fourth year, yeah, fourth year. And then, I mean, especially this year punya team, I think is somehow close and also very important. Seperti mana yang sebelum ni. And then today, I think just in case I've been given the honor untuk jadi moderator untuk this session pasal Pengarkib Muzik Independen dan sejarah muzik alternatif. And I think before we begin, I would like to introduce the lineup of panelists yang awesome. Yeah, okay. First, I think kita ada our neighbor from Yayasan Irama Muzik Nusantara. Kita ada Jerry, right? Gary. And then kita ada Reza. Reno. Okay, alright. Okay. So mana yang tak tahu, Yayasan Irama Nusantara ni, I think diorang ni mengarkibkan all Indonesian punya popular music releases actively, and meaning all digitized, right? Yeah, so ada dia punya website, you guys can check out. And then kita ada, Mr. Paul Agustin, the founder of Penang House of Music and Penang Island Jazz Festival, and juga author for Just for the Love of It, popular music in Penang. Yes, orang-orang penting semua ni. And then of course kita ada Jokid. Mana yang tak tahu, I would like to share. Jokid ni is one of the person yang buat nak buat apa yang I buat, meaning to document music apa semua ni. Yeah, so it's an honor. It's an honor, Joe. Okay, so Joe, just give a bit of Joe punya background. Dia dulu editor of Adis fanzine, and then dia ada column dekat Blasting Concept dalam The Sun, which is like focuses on local independent fringe underground music, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, guitarist of Carburetor Dang, and currently dia punya latest venture is Rice Cooker Archive, right? Yeah. Okay. So macam first, I nak tanya everyone, right? I mean, kenapa? I mean, why do you guys do what you do? Itu soalan paling penting tu. Kenapa? Why? Yeah, you know. Yeah. So maybe anyone? Okay. Paul, maybe you can start.
Because. Okay, because I think it's a path that I always tell people. It's a path that angels and fools only dare to tread, and we are of the latter kind, the fools, you know, because it's nothing that actually gives you monetary. You know, you don't make money out of this, but I think it feeds our soul.
Okay.
And then as I was growing up, when I was small, I listened to all these musicians talking, all these people, and I remember stories about them, and it inspired me. So I thought if it could inspire me, then maybe it would inspire the future generation, and that's why I do it, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a more of a labor of love than anything else, lah. And I enjoy doing what I do, you know, very much so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Jerry.
I think for the first time, we want to share what we think. Yeah, we just want to sharing what we have in Indonesia, because you know that Indonesia has not good documentation for the music, popular music, especially. So I think most of Indonesians doesn't know what we have. So we just want to share it to all of the people.
So they need to share to feed your soul. Joe pula? Dia semua ada cerita dia.
I have a few things, because since I was very young, since I first got into punk rock when I was like 14, 15, it's very rare. So then to get all the stuff is already like, whenever you see anything that related to punk or new wave and anything like that, your Blue Roma will come out like, whoa! And then you like keep it, and then usually I would go and buy a lot, because then share with our friends, because I was alone at the time, nobody was listening to this sort of stuff. So from there, I already know that the way to like kind of like, it's about sharing to get more people into what I'm into, and because I think that this is amazing stuff. Yeah. And So even to the point that I would listen to the radio, BBC, John Peel, or stuff on SBC, because you can listen to here using the shortwave radio, and then I would record like interviews and stuff. I would record. I got all these tapes, you know, since like '79, and of course the scene started. I started doing my fanzine when I was doing my first fanzine, which is like late '86, came out '87. I started to contact other people, and I got stuff from overseas, from around here, especially from Philippines, because the Philippine scene, in terms of punk rock, they're the first. They started out now in '78, '79. So then I got all the stuff, and I kept like, keeping all this thing. And to, you know, kind of like fast forward, I think about 4 years ago, I got the funding to do my book. Actually, a paper. And the title of the paper is The History of Punk and Hardcore DIY Hardcore Punk in Southeast Asia. And I got the funding from Japan, so I become an API fellow, which was here under UKM. And I would travel in Indonesia, Philippines, and also went to Tokyo. And what I found when I was meeting those guys, I was trying to document all these things. They all like say, "Oh, I lost it. I lost the tape. I lost the fanzine. I lost the pictures." And especially in like Jakarta, it's like the flood. So the same in Manila, where they say the flood, house caught fire, and of course the usual thing where people borrow and never return and all these things. So I find it very hard to get certain items that I wanted to for my paper and also my subsequent book, which I'm writing now. It's the thing that when I came back, I thought I already have a substantial collection, because in 2007 I started a shop called the Rice Cooker Shop, which was at the Annex in Central Market. And there's a problem there, because as a collector, when people bring in, like, let's say, Paul come in, Joe, can you sell my CDs? And I would take, alamak, so I take one. You know, so every time, because the idea for me for the shop was to have a outlet for regional, subcultural, underground music, whatever style of music, which is non-commercial, to have an outlet. So that was the rule of it. But of course, I'm a collector too, so so I end up buying a lot of this stuff. You know, in the end, I had to close it down. But when I come back from my research, when I did my paper, presented my paper in Hiroshima, I decided to do an archive, because throughout my travels, I see that you can't really find all these things. And a lot of the time, there are people who like collectors. These collectors, they usually don't share. They would say, "I got this. You know, you don't have it. I have it." You know, instead of like sharing in a sense. And also collectors who got this thing to sell tons of money. Yeah. So my archive is very simple. Even if I don't have the actual physical product, I would take pictures of it, take the data of it, digitize it, and keep it. And that's what I'm doing. And the reason mainly is all because of that. Because I'm also very passionate about this thing. And in terms of what I'm covering, it's not something that would come to the government's mind in terms of keeping it alive or anything like that. So it's a very niche thing that a lot of people in power wanted to cannot forget or delete, you know. And these are really important, important cultural products that's not, mainly a lot of it's not about money. So it's people, especially kids, doing their own creativity coming out there. And for me, if you don't keep that, alamak, you know, I mean, because, you know, band put out like 10 tapes, 100 cassette, you know, CDR, you know, so it's very hard, very hard. So that's what I'm doing. And then currently, I have a lot of stuff already, and a lot of people kind of like, because biasa like in Malay world, when they got married and they got kids, they cannot want to retire from the underground. And so then sometimes a lot of them would call me up and then bring all the boxes and things like this, you know. But of course, throughout this course of trying to document and archive this thing, I also realized, like, in terms of 60s music, it's not being done. I mean, goes back to like even bangsawan, you know what I mean? Because once you get into it, then you know, there's a lot more down there. Then I end up kind of like trying up to open up the, you know, the range of how it's supposed to be doing. But then, of course, it becomes pening kepala lah because it's too much. So for the past few years, I started to kind of came back to the original idea of just documenting the underground music scene.
Okay.
Too long, I guess.
Hey, it's okay. Reno, anything to add? Why? Why you do what you do?
Personally, maybe for the Irama Nusantara yeah, like Gary said before, maybe like in Indonesia, it's like something like a lost bridge, you know, like something lost in there's a gap between generation to other younger generation. So that's maybe the essential way why Irama Nusantara doing this archive, right? Yeah, arsip. Yeah, in Indonesia is arsip thing. Yeah, I think.
So okay, I mean, kita dah dengar the reason why apa semua. Okay, the other thing yang macam I intrigued, Joe cakap, you mentioned about important, right? Why is it important to document all these things? You know, especially to those that are uninitiated, right? Why this thing needs to be documented? Why is it important? And how whatever things that you guys are doing will help the generation, the younger generation moving forward? Anyone? The open floor, yeah, open floor.
Yes. I have to start again, right? Actually, it's in my presentation. I have a presentation, a very quick presentation, and I would mention why it's important. You know, so should I do the presentation now or?
Okay. Boleh?
Ada.
You have to move it.
We have. No, okay. Dah prepare, you know, don't play a fool. Okay, for me, it's a race against time and the elements. It's not just time, because all the people that we know, dah tua. You know, so, and they are falling like flies. If we don't document them, and it's not just documenting one person. This player will tell you one story, another person will tell you a story. So you take back and you have to weigh which is the right story. But we take all the audio recordings and all that. So people like I spoke to Uyao Jin now, now he's already, you know, dementia and he's already Alzheimer's. So it's very, very sad, you know, these kind of things. So the elements is like everybody says, is floods, fire, and all that. I've got friends of mine who passes photos, and then we kept the photos, we scan. He takes it back to his house gets a flood, and everything is gone. So he comes running to us and says, you know, can I have photos of my band in those days? Okay, I'll talk through very quickly. I don't want to take too much time. Next, please. Okay, this is our journey. Actually, it started from basically the Penang Island Jazz Festival. We had a competition, then we did 2 exhibitions, we did a book, and the book actually made us realize how hard it was to get information. And then the book that built the house. In all, it's 10 years. So this was my, sort of like my college years, like college, and then pre-U, and then getting to it. And then you always get into things. It was never planned. It was not uncharted. So I have this habit of saying yes every time, and then worry about how to do it, okay? And then you do it first. Okay, next, please. Okay, this one during the pandemic. Before that, we had the gallery, we had the performance space, the black box, and we have the gallery. But we had to shut the gallery during the pandemic and the performance space. But what happened was that we started building much more on the resource center, because everybody was staying home, and what they were doing was cleaning the house. So they cleaned the house, and then after they call, you wanna. So we took everything. We took slides, we took photographs, we took cassettes, videotapes, everything and anything. Because it's not just telling story of music, everything is connected. Okay? So we took, you know, so it will help us to put pieces of a puzzle together on constructing stories of the past. Next, please. And these are some of the things that, you know, even, okay, this is hair. You know, puppet hair. People give us puppet hair, you know, drums. And it came from all over, KL, you know, everywhere people brought. These are some of the things. Singapore, people sent from Australia. Okay, next. Okay, these are some of the things we collect. 78 vinyl records. You know, we've got like about 100 plus. If you consider all the English ones and the Chinese ones and the Indonesians ones, we got maybe a few hundred, maybe a couple of thousand. And this is very heavy, you know. So maybe we can turn them into frisbees next time. So we have a lot of 78s. Okay, next. Okay, our collection of records, you know, we got vinyls. This is very interesting to me because if you look at the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is RMP 1, and it was when Radio Malaysia started recording and releasing it commercially. So I was trying to find number 1. It was so hard. And during the pandemic period, we found number 1. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then some of the others as well. Next, please. Okay, now research for us is not only the music and the covers, but also the generic covers, RTM, how they changed over the years, and also cassette covers that went on vinyl records. They didn't want to spend money, so Tapa had no money at that time. Tapa had no job, you know. Yeah, charging too much, so they put a Tampa, the cassette cover. And then advertisement jingles as well. For the life of me, I could never understand this. It's got Cortina. Why should everybody have a record that sells Cortina, you know? They gave it away, you know? And then Radio Fusion advertising jingles, vinyls as well, jukebox, and generic covers for the smaller ones before the things. Next. We've got about a few thousand of the records, local ones. And also we covered magazines, you know, all types of magazines. And next. Of course, Chinese, Indian, Malay, English magazines. Because all these magazines told stories. And film, and before the time of coming of television, music was a main factor in all these things, you see? So people try and copy them in terms of fashion, hairstyles, the way they talk, they walk, they dance, you know? So everything is interconnected. These were channels of communication of getting the music out. Next, we also had books, Radio Pendidikan books, and all the other books. This one nice, some spice, some vice. You know, we got all these types of books that comes together. Even Tapa's book.
Bangsawan book is very, very important. You guys would want to go back.
Yeah, yeah. That's written by Tan Sui Bing. Yeah, she's actually working with us a lot now because she's retired from USM, so she comes to our place a lot. Next, please. Okay, even songbooks. You know, all these old songbooks that we collected, you know. The campus one, this one. I come from the 60s, 70s, you know. I used to have this book, you know. Because I told you I'm the oldest. Okay, next, please. And then we also collected slides. These were advertising slides during cinema. You know, they would put the cinema chup, you know, that kind of thing. So we have all these things. Okay, next, please. Radio request postcards. Those days, you will write a postcard, send it to the radio, and then wait for the person to announce your name, and you're going to send it to, you know, so and so, dedicate to so and so. But they never tell you when. So you just got to wait, you know. So it's quite interesting in that sense. So even postcards of that kind of thing, we've got about 100 plus of these postcards. Next, please. Okay, event posters. You know, and it's actually quite cool to see them do. You know, like this, like for example, this kind of poster. They were learning how to do fonts. You know, so it's like, oh, okay, I put this one here, I put that. It doesn't matter whether you can see or not. You know, right? Now it's just one typeface. I want like that. I want to read. You know, they will just put everything. You know, oh, nice. Oh, you know. So it goes through. It also design. People come to us to do research on design as well. Next, please. Okay, we also do on music, culture, and dance in terms of like Borea, Dondang Sayang. We've also collected many of these things, photographs, histories, and things that are written about them. And in the process, we are also learning. You know, it's that, you know, I was asked to judge a Borea competition. Penang national, you know, first time in my life, I didn't know anything about Borea. So as usual, I say yes, then worry later. You know, but it was a very interesting experience for me, you know. Next, please. Also, Chinese classical performing arts, Indian music and performing arts. This could be something of interest. If you look at this one here, Sampak Eng Tai, actually, it's P. Ramlee, Saloma, Jin Samsudin. They did it. They did a whole stage performance, all dressed in Chinese. Oh. In I can't remember, 70 something. You know. Okay, next, please. Photographs as well. Yes, we have tons of photographs. We got thousands of photographs. And look at Saloma lah. This was young. She was in 1950. You know, came to Penang. She took a photo. So we've got all this, you know, Zainal Alam and Jimmy Ball shaking hands. I think this is in Ipoh, if I'm not mistaken. They came down to do a show. And then next, please. Okay, why we collect all these things? Because everything makes up a one story. And for people researching, like say for example, if you want to research about radio in Malaysia, you cannot just say radio. And you have to look at all these things, radio-related magazines, radio stations, the books, outside broadcasting, you know, Radio Fusion, books, Radio Pendidikan. And on top of that, you got also Chinese, Indian, Malay, English stations. You got satellite stations, which are actually cable, radio, Radio Fusion, RAAF, Suara Johor, you know. So it's not only just about radio, it's got to be everything else. You put it all together, then you get a bigger story. Why? Then it's very interesting, you see? Same as next, please. Even researching 60s music, it's not just about, before. Just, you know, it's about researching music as well. You see, so there's a whole lot of things that we have to look at. And that's why we collect everything. I'm a hoarder. But you say, I'm a collector, I share. I'm not like, I'm a person that collects Mona Lisa, put in my house, you're my friend, kan? You come to my house, I show you Mona Lisa. The other people don't know, you see? But we don't do that. We share everything, you know, and anybody who wants to research and do things, we are quite happy. If you don't believe me, you ask them. Shazlin and Adil, you know, they spend much time in our place. And I think it's because of us also as well, like we're nice people. Okay, next please. I want to go better. So not only do we collect, but it's very important that you do something about it. So next please. We have started digitizing vinyl records, cassettes, videos, reels, scanning documents and all that kind of stuff. Next please. We have cataloging it, and we are also creating and curating and creating research documentaries. We work slowly. Anyway, okay, slowly doing that, you know, documentaries. We are creating all these things. It's not only having it, but doing something with it. So, and we are working with very young people, so they get excited as well because I just tell them, you take it and you walk and you run with it and see what you can do. Next, please. And also, documentation, we're working with a company to catalog all this properly for an online program. We're working on an online program. And also we produce articles for magazines and all that from what we have, because we want to tell the story. So we are moving forward in the sense, we collect, we collate, we document, and we're starting to produce. That is very important. And also it's very good to inspire the younger people, because once they collect, they know what it is. You know, and they get excited. Okay, next please. Okay, why is it important to preserve intangible heritage? Okay, next. One by one, huh? Next. No, yeah, a nation without its culture. It comes out line by line if you show. Press. Next. Tak ada. Oh, never mind. Okay, then you show this one. Why? Because a nation without a culture, music and arts is like a nation without a soul. If you don't preserve all these things and you don't tell the people what it is, and then the nation is like, okay, like, you know, you got money, you got this, you got that, but you got no soul. It's missing. Tupper, you can show that one there. And then why we do it is not just about the music. It's everything involving around it. That tells the story. Because when you build a house is just a building. It's tangible. It stands by itself. But what is inside the house that makes it a home? You know, people stay there. Every house is same. You much a terrace house or coffee, you know, you go to that, everyone is same. But what is inside the house? Who are people listening to? What pictures are there? What are they talking about? So intangible heritage, that's why it's very important. It's the whole thing. And this one is in a very young philosopher. Because when I was writing this, I had to close it. And then a very young philosopher who actually works with us now, Jocelyn, gave me this line. Preserving the intangible gives meaning and value to the tangible. Is it very powerful, huh? Coming from a young girl, you know. So that's it, you know, that's the reason why. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't mind, but mine is kind of like more point form. Yeah.
Boleh? Since we are presenting, let's do this. Yeah.
My mine is going to be really fast because it's just titles.
Yang mana satu?
I thought mine was fast, too slow.
So this is my presentation when I was doing a presentation in Korea, in Gwangju, I think a few years ago. So I decided to, this is like, this picture is mainly a part of my archive in my house. Because you guys have to understand, I do this independently. I mean, it's not like our friend who got it, I mean, some support from the government and stuff, right? Mine, it's just me and alone. So there is supposed to be a room to do my home studio, which is now this. So it's like filled up with a lot of stuff, you know. Can you go to the next one? So this is a collection of magazines since I was like 14, 15 that I ordered from a shop. It's a British weekly music magazine, which is really, really highly influential in terms of great new music. So those days, there is a shop underneath the stairs in Pertama Complex. I would come down from Terengganu and go see this guy and say, if I send you money, would you send it to me? So every 2 weeks, a new magazine that arrived from England, he would wrap it in this, the kertas minyak and all that, and then so send it over to me in Terengganu. So I kept all this. I got like 4 boxes of this. As you can see, this is like my talk at the, so I'm not going to go through all of that, see? So yeah, can you go to the next one? Okay, so my main area is this. It's the underground music scene, and that means from really DIY hardcore punk up to like the sweetest indie pop, you know, which is not a part of the larger mainstream kind of thing. And I would say a lot of this sort of stuff is, in a way, of course, not supported. Of course, we don't want to be supported by government and stuff like that because it actually go against a lot of things we want to say. So a lot of time, it's a lot less product that come out from it, and a lot less written on newspapers. Like you cannot really go to like all newspapers to look at what they're writing about. So we go to fanzines, which is a homemade, self-made magazine, post-stated, maybe from 10 issues to about 500 copies, depending how popular the fanzines are. So, and like when you say about the content of it, it's not just the music. That's where you get the initial thing about all the bands, what they're feeling, how they live and everything. Because all the interviews, I mean, according to some fanzine, they're just really good interviewers, but there are some that really crappy. But you can see the sense of where they're coming from, what they're doing and all these things. Yeah, why they're doing it. Can you go to the next one? Yeah, that's this cassettes. I think this is a picture of cassette when I was in Jakarta. I went to Jakarta and I came back with a full luggage box of cassettes. Now the thing is, because over there, since maybe about 8 years ago, the bands over there started to do their own cassette. I mean, there's some people who offer services to duplicate cassette, like 10 copies up to 100 copies, depending how you want. And of course, when you have that sort of numbers, it's rare. So you have to get it really fast. And the problem in Jakarta, I heard there was this penimbun, you know, right? So, yeah, the hoarders. They would buy in bulk, and then they waited, like, let's say, about 4 months, and they sell it at a very high price. Yes. Yeah, it's business, you know. I mean, this is another part of collecting where people just want to kind of like do that. Yeah, I understand, you know, there's a value in it and things like that, but there should be a place where everything is there so people can go and listen to instead of, you know, having. So for me, it doesn't really need to be physical format because, let's say, I did got this really nice tape that from 1986 that I want. But of course, he want to give it to me, you see. So I would go to his house with a recorder or something like this, dub it, take pictures of it, bring back, put it in database. So that's good enough for me because as long as it's there in the database, it's good enough. You don't really need to have the proper thing. Can you go next one? Yeah, so how I do this thing, so collect and then do the digitizing, and I have to like, you know, you spend a lot of money in terms of getting very good machines for it nowadays. But because of COVID, recently, I get better machines now because a lot of people are selling off because they don't have money, you know, economy was very bad. So a lot of really good equipment for data retrieval is quite cheap. So I managed to get a few. So yeah, these are the points of my talk in Korea. Can you go? Yeah, so this is the website. Actually, the website is online, but I didn't put out to public just yet. So I'm filling it up with all the data and stuff like that. So it's crazy. Because my way of doing things, let's say I have a flyer of a show in 1997. So they be like 4 bands. When you click that band, you go to that band, and from that band you can go to all the discography that they have, and you click on the title of the photograph, let's say cassette, and it came out with all the. If I have the lyrics, I'll put in the lyrics. It's like really like anal, you mean? So I want it to be that way, you see. So it took a long time. I'm doing it alone. I have my work also, so I cannot really concentrate on it too much because I still have to pay rent and shit. Okay, you go for that? Yeah, so okay, this is the end. This is actually my fanzine from 92. It's in the number 6. So as you can see, you know, when in anagram is the same, when you do your own fanzine, the thanks list, or even when you put out a cassette, the thanks list is like really, really long because it's a community and everybody just, you know, be thankful of each other. This is when I was living in Brickfield. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a long talk that I did at Kwanju's Cultural Center. Yeah, a few years ago. So yeah, so I think that's good enough, I guess.
Can I add something?
Of course.
I think that basically Joe and me have gone through the same thing. When we want to find something, we can't find it. So that's the reason now we are doing things that it's like a one-stop center. You can find everything in that place. You know, it's easier for then everybody else doing things. So not means you find the song, then you have to look somewhere else for the lyrics, somewhere else for the pictures, somewhere else for these things, you know. So we are trying to do that. I think he is more the later part and we are the earlier part.
Yeah, but we do like kind of
overlapping, you know, slowly things, you know, I think that's what we are heading into. And he's found things that I'm very interested in, you know.
Yeah, he got this, you know, there's a magazine in the 70s called Fanfare magazine.
Yeah, yeah.
That was really, for me, it's one of them.
Grill.
I'm going to tell you a story like where I think I was like 15, I got into punk rock early on, a year before, and then I was alone. So I cannot find anyone who's sharing the same interest in punk rock and new wave, you know? So Fanfare magazine, they have this, at the back, around the back area, there's a column called Swap Shop, which means that if you have like a poster, I have this poster of, let's say, David Cassidy. And I want to like share it.
God, you all know
if someone over there who's reading this who have the other poster that I want, we can swap.
Street,
But what I did was I wrote there. I said something. If I can't remember proper, but something like I'm into punk rock, and if there anybody out there who's into the same thing, please get in touch with me. And I got about 6 letters from everywhere in the country. Right? So Fanfare magazine for me, that's why it's very pivotal for me in that sense. Because, like Marina Mahathir, who was studying in England, was writing about punk rock in Fanfare magazine in somewhere 79, 1980. He was writing about the Specials, the Clash. She was writing about it. This is Marina Mahathir. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who are at that time kind of starting to write and things like this, but the more open, not so much the more commercial music, not like Bonnie M or Olivia Newton-John or John Travolta, but more kind of like this sort of stuff. Yeah. So he got a lot of that I really want, and I have a lot of stuff. I have this a box that RTM used to have their own studio, so they record. Because back then, we got all this, every state will have their own radio station, but they don't really have enough, I think, of local recordings. So they would record the song, put it on vinyl, and they box it up. I think it's about 10 vinyls in one box. And I got 2 of those, where they send each box, or maybe 2 boxes, to all these stations from Sabah to Perlis, and they would play from there. And I have all that. So things like that. Yes.
Doesn't have to be physical items, so long even if it's digital, we are very happy.
Yeah.
At least we have something.
Okay. All right. So let's hear from Yayasan Irama Nusantara. So why is it important to you guys? I mean, let's hear that side of it, because I think Indonesia is lagi besar. So I mean, to document is going to be like triple or quadruple or maybe a few hundred times more extensive. So, yeah.
Maybe we can
go to this.
test. Yeah. Maybe you can check for the videos. Yeah. Before. Yeah. I think the videos one. The two videos. Maybe the jukebox joins first. We can check the videos with. It can explain for the why is it important, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just play it. In this case, if you listen for the first song, the jukebox joins songs, it's sampled from the second song. Doa untuk Kekasih. It's from Rasela in the early 70s. The backgrounds. Luckily at this case, the Kanye West, I think you know all here who is Kanye West, the producer, find out the members of the Rasela, and he gave, I think, about $50,000 US dollars to him, to the member of the Rasela. For the using the samples, but maybe we can check for the second case, the second video. Yeah, for the second case, this one, you know, actually we are very surprised, yeah, because one of us, from Irama Nusantara, hear the Snowfall song, yeah, at the Starbucks cafe, yeah, and when he hear, yeah, I think I know this song, yeah, you know, yeah, and he directly Shazam the songs and wow, the band is from UK, yeah. And after that he go to our office and check the discography, yeah, of the bands, yeah, the Snowfalls, and it said that the song is right by all of the member of them, yeah, yeah, oh. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and he really knows that that the band is, I think, hijack the songs from 1973, yeah, from Indonesia, because I think the favorites group maybe not very popular in, I think, in UK, yeah, maybe, so they take it freely, you know, yeah. I think it's a very explained, very explained, yeah, for your question, yeah. Why is it important? Because we also, for Indonesian people, the most of Indonesian people maybe don't know for the songs, yeah, for the favorite group songs, yeah. Maybe the newer generation doesn't know. Maybe the older generation also don't know, yeah. Because this song is not very hit, yeah. And you know that vinyl records at that time is very expensive things, so not all Indonesian have access to the songs, yeah, yes, to the records. So that's why our founders in 2013, yeah, helped to make the Irama Nusantara Foundation. Yeah, they are the majority of them. We have 7 founders. The majority of them is record collectors and music enthusiasts, and they want to share, what they know about Indonesian music and access, open access. All of the data freely at our website. Yeah,
they want actually they want to break the exclusivity, like Paul said before. Like we just want to the Indonesian people or the worldwide people, like White Horses that the Snowfalls. Yeah, they should know where they music, what they heard is. It's belong to other people, not that they're originally, I think.
And this is our tagline, yeah, lagu baru dari masa lalu. I think you know, yeah, you can understand what it means.
Maybe in Indonesia it's pretty rhyme, like
lagu baru,
lagu baru
dari masa lalu.
But in English maybe it's not so good. New song from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we want this documentation or archiving work. It's not for nostalgic, but for nostalgic reason, But we want make it like we just find out that we have a new song. We just hear a new song, but that come from the past, When
we just heard it.
Yeah, we just
in
heard
the
it.
current time.
Yeah.
But actually, it's the song from 1968 or 69. But we just heard it in 2020.
For now, in 2020, to name new old things.
But back in the day, it's quite common, a lot of our artists here, they would just put on the cover like Sadoran or like copyright control.
Yeah.
And because back in the day, I think over here in Malaysia, we only started to get the proper international copyright treaty in 1985. So prior to that, it's free for all, Everybody just cover each other without, doing this.
It's the same with Indonesians because we in 1958, the Indonesians Bern Convention, the convention that make rules for the intellectual property, and after that, after Sukarno falls, Suharto didn't concern to that issue, so until 1984, I think, and
around the same time then.
Yeah, at the same time, I think, because the Live Aid concert at UK,
Right.
I forgot the Bob Geldof, Bob Geldof sue our government because there are many copy tapes of the Live Aid sessions.
It's meant to be for charity.
Yeah, for charity, but who we take the grants, Yeah. So next, sorry.
Next.
Yeah. Like Reno before said, we just want Irama Nusantara here is like a bridge, from the target market, the audience, the Indonesian people, especially want to access it to the information of the Indonesian popular musics at the past, and all of our data can be accessed at the www.iramanusantara.org. You can check it out there freely. It's like this. We also produce articles there to make a bridge for the users, because the user when open our website maybe didn't have any clue. What's it's all about. We also digitize the pustaka. Pustaka means for library also, the magazine. And I think.
I have a question though. Because there is another guy. If you are on Facebook or on YouTube, he used to have a website also. I think he used to say Santara also, something like this. But it's local guy. He would like digitize LPs, vinyl, and then really clean it up and then share it.
Okay.
But he kept being, because of copyright. So, yes, a lot of time his video will be like put out by YouTube, his channel will be gone, all these things. But he kept. He's Singaporean?
Yeah, I think it's.
Is he? Is he here?
Muzik Nusantara.
Are you here?
Musikan
Nusantara,
yeah.
yes. I followed that for a long time, And always great. Yes. So I'm just asking. So the question is, how do you do this without addressing the copyright issue, which like the guy over here is
Yeah.
finding it so difficult. Yeah.
I think it's very complicated in Indonesia because you know, we can access all of the music here. Yeah, you can listen also the audio. Yeah, so it's similar like digital streaming platform like Spotify or Apple Music. Yeah, but we have a disclaimer before that we didn't have any rights for all of the records, and we don't commercialize for this website. Yeah, so we just want to share it and make it like an educational purposes for the website. So yeah, we just make it there available. Yeah.
I think the difference there with the Musika Nusantara, he would sometimes ask people to kind of like sponsor it. Like, let's say he sent me some money, so he would digitize it, and this was sponsored by this guy. But I guess it's not really about making money, but it's more about taking care of his servers and things like this.
Yeah.
But because I don't know him personally, but I've been checking it out for years. You see, ever since he was in a blog spot, and he always having a lot of problem, always been taken down, so frustrated, so that the whole server off song gone, things like this, you see. So yeah, so I think there's a lot more people doing this, trying to do it at least. I mean, since the advent of the internet back in the late 90s, it's already people are sharing really rare stuff, you see. And now if you go on YouTube, it's like rich, it's crazy. I mean, it's just that the quality may be bad and all that. But this guy, what's his name, Azlan? He cleaned it up properly. And he spent time, man. And then this happened to him, so. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah, also, yeah, because in our law, undang-undang, undang-undang about archive, about archiving, that
Hello everybody, I'm also with Independen Nusantara. According to Indonesian perundangan, the public is encouraged to help the government to preserve and save the archive, as long as the intention is not to commercialize it. It's only for academic purpose and archive preservation. It is allowed and even it's encouraged. That's why we can safely run this website and this kind of works in Indonesia.
So the record company must hate you guys then.
Yeah, I think.
But what about the individual artists? Do they complain about it, or they say,
Yeah.
Oh, they support.
Yeah,
okay, great.
Yeah, but we also have in our disclaimer, if one of the right owner of the songs keberatan apa,
refuse to have their song.
If they want to take down, we'll take down. Yeah, we'll take it down. Yeah.
It's like this disclaimer on the YouTube. I'm not making money from this.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, the quality what we present in this website is also very reduce the quality. Yeah, because it's because the reason of storage of the domain. Because
first there is the storage domain.
And also the bandwidth and things.
And to cut off
to make it harder to piracy.
people piracy.
But if academics or students want to get the real data quality, they can
Contact you guys.
come to our office and we'll gladly have them.
Okay.
It's the same like what we do exactly. We load up the thing, the pixels we drop.
Yes.
Then after that, if they want, then they contact us.
Yeah.
We give it to them. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
that's true.
Okay, so yeah, that's David. That's younger David. Yeah, that's it's more or less like Paul presented before. Like it's Irama Nusantara.
It's the early days of Irama Nusantara, is it?
It's around 2015.
2016, I think,
16.
until 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Photo.
Yeah, RRI.
Yeah. So in 2016, I think it's Irama Nusantara got help from
Supported by the government officially at the first time, and 2016.
and we
Now?
Yeah, for now too, but with from different ministry.
and in 2016, that's first and second photos. It's in Radio Republik Indonesia. So by supported from the government, we can go inside and access their collection. So we go there for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, through. In 2016 we go to Radio Harta Karun, Radio Republik Indonesia in Jakarta, Bandung, and Yogyakarta. So, so from each of RRI we got around 300 or more, 300 or more of Indonesian popular music.
Did you take did you take the whole physical product?
No, we just landed the physical vinyl and we just digitize on the spot, and then yang foto kedua
Itu collector. Yeah. And in 2018, I think we have access also from the collectors of Shellac Records, 78 RPM records. He is a legendary visual artist, from Bandung, and but sadly he had passed away at that time when we access it. But before he passed away, he has give permission to us to digitize all of their recordings, their record collectings. Yeah, and also from this picture, I want to say that we also lend to many collectors, not only him, but also all of the collectors that have different records. We also lend from them, and in 2019,
Block M.
Block M.
Oh yeah, and 2019,
So you have a booth at Block M?
Yeah, we have a booth.
We have a booth for we ran it for 3 months, I think, to open a booth and open a station for record the vinyl. We ran it from.
Also from the shop.
Yeah, we pick it from.
Yes.
We pick it from the shop record.
So untuk orang tak pernah pergi Jakarta, tak pernah pergi Blok M kat bawah sana tu dia ada banyak stall yang jual barang lama. Yes, a lot. Kalau nak cari barang. Yeah, but this is, I think, this is a lot smaller, but very packed. So anything like cassette to magazines and the things like that. So I'm just if you've ever been to
Jakarta, you can visit.
Yep.
Before from the 2013 until now, I think it's not next. It's not based on December 2020, but it's update until July 2022. There is our collection numbers there, 7,000 for the records that have archived, and I think 4,000 and about 5,000 is available at our website.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question. With all apa yang apa you guys buat, right? The response from the public especially, macam mana? Were they responsive or what kind of response yang yang kalian dapat?
Yeah, I think majority of them support us. Yeah, I think have a positive response. Yeah,
bila you cakap support tu maksud dia macam mana? Support meaning discovery punya macam tak tahu yang kita ada kita ada artis of music yang macam ni ke. So I'm quite curious to know sebab ialah it's a effort. So the response tu adakah berbaloi? I mean like is it worth all this effort?
Just like Paul said before that the most important thing is not only preserving the archive but also make something out of it. So based on our archive we also can spark many event, many activity to make use of the archive, such as making an musical event, video documentary, books maybe, and lot of other things that spark because they saw that we have the resources and we're like we said before, we're we'll be really open and give access freely to do whatever that they want. Any additional?
No whatever. Yeah. Because when he has when they has commercial intention, they have to have clear rights to the rights owner, I think. Yeah. But for the academic research or something like educational purposes, we can give it freely. Yeah.
I got one question. So you all are paid on a salary basis, or are you employed, or are you doing it for freelance?
Yeah,
three of them,
Yeah.
For your information, our main workers is about 6%, right? 5%. The main managerial team staff. The rest of them is yes, outsourced and relawan, freelance, volunteer. We still until today we heavily rely on third party sponsorship or donation. So. Are we paying by salary monthly? Yes, but how much is it stable? It depends.
So it's not regular amount. It's alternative. Sometimes up, sometimes down. Is it?
Sometimes down, but monthly. Yes.
Do you all get internship dengan universities and all that also? Yeah.
This is the time when I wish I have a lot of money. I get get all these people. Because I'm doing it all alone, though.
Yeah.
But I want to touch on one thing about how you went to the station, to the radio station and stuff, and you get all this thing. Over here, this is totally different because the way how they look at these artifacts is in a way it's like trash.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, they're throwing it away, over here. Yeah.
It's the same.
Really?
Yeah, same in Indonesia. Yeah,
Dari that we told before.
Yeah.
That's government radio. But they're doing the same thing.
Yeah. We go around to all of the RRI station in Java. Yeah. But it's only 3 that has many collections. Yeah, it's only 3: Jakarta, Bandung, and Yogyakarta. another stations has no all throwaway. Yeah.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Sadia Rastam, right?
Yeah, Saida Rasta.
Saida Rastam was telling the story how was it one of the composers and working at the went to Angkasa Puri, which is our main government. Yeah.
Connie was. They called them because they threw away the records.
No, because he was going away, and then he reversed his car to come out from that, and then he bumped into something, went out, and it's all his record.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, and then I think probably a few months later, after I had this conversation with Saida, there was an advertisement from Arkib Negara. As come and pick up all these records. Yes, Arkib Negara. So I called them up. They said, "Oh no, it's only for workers of the Arkib." So it's still like it's still giving away. Yes, and again, my partner, my girlfriend Ilan, she went to Sabah radio station, the RTM there, and they were thinking of boxes already out from the building. You see, so Ilan managed to pick up some stuff that I got it lah. But then I told her, we decided to talk to those people to preserve it. So in the end, they decided to have one room to fill it up there with instead of giving it out, because they just throw it out, and then all these things end up at MCOP Mall, and you got record and say like. Ada Khazanah Negara or something like this.
I think we will take another 2 days to tell all the stories.
True.
Banyak.
This is why we are doing this thing, basically.
They haven't finished their presentation.
Next. You want to mau jelasin the
Yeah. So this is the entity. I think it's the data we take from the metadata. We take from the one record. It's an example that we just
even the matrix.
Even matrix. All of
so
the.
all this is available on the website.
Yeah.
All this
Right.
information.
Yep. That's right. So.
But this Scott will have even the handwritten thing on the.
Also the but not all of them, I think. Yeah, but.
Because that would tell you what year, where.
At that. At that.
Hidden information.
Yeah, it's very rich information in every single records, I think. Yeah, so we can know the year just from the catalog number or something like the matrix from the production pressing, and we can sort the catalog number. So because Indonesian records at that time don't put the year release.
Oh, a lot of them.
Very hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. So we can estimate.
This is where I'm sorry, I interrupt you. This is where you can go to newspapers and sometimes they have adverts.
Also.
So you don't know what year this LP come in. So 70s put out, then you go to the newspaper. 7 September. Because you got advert from the company. So you can, then you know.
I wonder for 78, because 78 is that the matrix number, then the catalog number is actually below. Sometimes you can't see it properly. So there's two different numbers on the thing itself.
It's technical, man.
It's technical. It's confusing. Next, maybe.
This reissue.
Beside all of the documenting or archiving works, we also spread the information, the love, spread the love of through many output, many format, It's like an exhibition, visual exhibition. Maybe we also supported new label that want to reissue many records before, because there's no access again for now. We also make records like the photos the right one. Yeah. We also make records. This one.
It's like a cover from
it's cover
our
from
tagline, like our tagline. It's
lagu baru dari masa lalu. Yeah.
That's a compilation now. So yes.
Yeah.
It's a
Compilation, but from newer generation covering. Remix. Remix covering. Yeah. We also DJing at club, nightclub, or
I saw David in Manila.
Yeah. And last year we just published our first book. It's called Dari Ngak-Ngikngok ke Deg-Deg Plus. It's sadly we can bring the copies here, but out of print. Out of print. Yeah, sorry. The book is about 60s, 60s in music industry. The terms by Sukarno, in 1959 he against rock music. He called rock music as ngak-ngikngok, and the plus is
Kus Plus.
Kus Plus first album. In 1969. Kus Plus.
Kus Plus was he put in jail, right? Yes.
Kus bersaudara, bersaudara before.
Just before that, right?
Yeah. So next, I think. Thank you.
Awesome.
If I may add some things, believe it or not, I was a teacher in junior high school. The school is kind of holistic concept, so I must mastered all the subject study, including history. Saya kurang tahu di Malaysia seperti apa, tapi di Indonesia murid-murid ada sedikit kesalahan paradigma di mana kita belajar sejarah untuk menghafal tahun, menghafal nama, menghafal peristiwa.
Sama.
Bukan belajar kesalahan dari masa lalu agar tidak terulang di masa depan. Itu salah satu tujuan kita juga memasukkan data seperti itu. Terima kasih.
I think to add on, right, to enhance apa yang you cakap tu, I think that goes dia sebenarnya the underlying maybe mission. Underlying mission is like macam if you don't kalau tak ada sejarah, right, history will keep on repeating itself. So I think what everyone here and out there yang doing to document music regardless lah, alternatif ke apa ke, at the end of the day is part of macam to touch on what you mentioned, dia interconnected to banyak benda, the sociology, you know,
it's not just music, there's a lot of the other
itu yang I think itu yang penting. So I think kita ada masa lagi? Boleh lanjut lagi? Okay. Okay, I think especially from let's hear from we spoke about all the two. I think the biggest challenges apart from funding tu memang tak boleh buat apa lah, you know. So what would it be? I mean, in order to maybe kalau kita boleh share sini, I mean the biggest challenges, maybe kita sama-sama boleh work together to overcome. Really putting aside the government funds ke apa semua funds aside lah, sebab that one a totally different animal. So what would it be? So the biggest challenges, maybe like kalau kita sama-sama put our hands together, tolak the factor funds, right, funding apa semua. What would that challenges be, and how you think we can overcome that in order for whatever that you guys are doing can move forward, to the next level, meaning like bigger, besarkan lagi archive ke apa semua tu.
Now, in terms of collecting, I would say since the past maybe 5 years, I'm talking in terms of the underground music scene, that there's several more people are doing what I'm doing now, but not that kind of scale. But still, they are putting out, sharing what they have, and they start calling their collection as an archive. So which means that they are taking to beyond just a collecting the stuff. You know? So slowly, then those people, of course, we are all connected in some way. So it's not. So in terms of collecting, we can get the stuff. But in terms of doing the digitizing, collating all the documentation, in terms of all the like small tiny details of data, that's like really something. It takes a long time to sit down there and type down everything or either scan or whatever. So I would say, in terms of myself, manpower. People who come in to help out and do things out.
So I quite like how you guys work, right? So meaning it's just a collective where macam let's say kalau macam ramai orang buat what if we explore the option like macam apa irama Nusantara buat irama Nusantara, where you collate, instead of kau buat kita we still friend but you collate everyone punya. It goes back to the macam the punk punya ethos lah. You form a community yang masing-masing ada peranan dia. So maybe a collective, because at the end of the day pun macam we cakap lah, we don't want to pegang pun. At least we have access. Bila kita nak dengar, kita boleh tengok. Bila kita nak baca, kita boleh So could that be something that especially on Malaysian punya context that we can look forward to and explore?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like what our Paul doing is now is maybe almost the same what they are doing, but in a smaller kind of. So in terms of the more popular culture kind of thing, I think they got it covered, But of course, it's always, he's having a problem now that he might lose his space. You see, so this sort of stuff. So there is this stability point of how to make it like really stable to pay you and that thing worked out, in the future. So as it is, it's always like you don't know what's gonna happen next. Maybe you're gonna lose this, So it's not.
How can we end this vicious cycle?
I think that very importantly, what we are doing, the challenge, I wouldn't say it's a problem, it's always been there, is that the people who actually have access to the funds or who actually can help us, keep us alive, are not the right people. They don't understand our industry. They don't know what we are doing. They don't know how important it is to our industry. So they don't do that. But on the other side, I think the other thing that actually is a challenge maybe to us is that collectors, they collect, but maybe in their era, but if you collect the 40s and 50s, it's money.
Yeah.
And they sell it, you know who the people are buying? Singaporeans and Bruneians. And they will pay money. They are 3 or 4 to our money, you see? So it's nothing to them. So like I got, recently somebody came and said, hey, I got Zainal Alam singing Undi. This record, 78 RPM, very nice and all that. You want $850.
But now
ringgit, sorry.
Now it goes like 7,000, 8,000, 10,000.
Because you can't get it anymore, you see. So we now go back to where, like Joe said, we got to digitize.
Yes.
Physical items we don't have, but we try if we can to have the physical item. For us is that we discover things like a 78 RPM record, which was one of the first that was recorded in this part of the world in 1903. So we have that record, and when we got it, we didn't know. You see, so we looked at it, so we just researched and all that, and then we checked with Professor Tan Swee Beng. She looked and she said, hey, this is 1903, where did you get it? You know how hard it is to get, not? Made of shellac because it breaks, you see? So we had a physical. No doubt the sound is not fantastic, you can clean it up, but we have a physical copy. And I got it because somebody said, hey, you want, you take lah. So in the end, I felt bad and I went back to give him some money for it, because it was a business. I felt that, to the man on the street, they don't care about it because they don't have the record player to play that. And you listen to that, it's like, what, this is nothing, not nice, you see? But to a museum, to a researcher, to academics, to historians, that is so important. You look at the writing, the metric system, how thick it is, where was it made, all these things
In terms of the government, I've seen a bit of change though. I mean, like there was recently, probably about 5 years ago, they have an exhibition on 60s music in Museum Negara.
Yeah.
I went for the opening and meet up some of the people. And I went back to see my girlfriend in Sabah, and then there was one exhibition in the Museum Sabah of all the bands in Sabah in the 60s. Yes. So there is this change you can see from that level. Yeah.
But the reason why they're doing it, is it because you do, I also want to do, and they, that kind of thing, or do it for the reason for really wanting to do it?
That's the thing. I wonder what they did with the...
Yeah, but I have to say that this port initiative is by the state government. So actually it's great, we should give them a hand. State government. So maybe there is light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know. Maybe there is.
You're on a train, is it?
Yeah, I know.
But there's also my friend in Manila who's doing this, and there's one guy who just, because over there's a lot of not problem, but in terms of the revolutionary ideas. So the communists and the socialist people, who a lot of the because there's a lot of songs written by the activists, and this friend of mine, they are collecting it, and it goes back to the 60s also, from cassettes and things like that, and put out compilation and things like that. So that's just one part. There's a lot more. There's a lot more people doing a lot of these things.
Philippines is also another big area,
It is.
I think we are on a mission that actually will take forever. Maybe it will never finish in our lifetime. But hopefully we will start to inspire and people would want to.
I think maybe I would suggest that if like, because currently like Paul, he's handling anything from like, everything, from Boria right down to Bangsawan, whatever, If there be like other people who are doing it, like taking it in a, like a more kind of, I'll take Bangsawan, I'll take care of Bangsawan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's great. That's great.
So there's less work.
It's like Joe, okay, now he says that he's got something that I want, and I've got something, I said, I don't mind. I can take the fanfare, I can digitize, pass it to him and all that, that kind of thing. So we work in tandem. But his area is more of 80s onwards, 70s, 80s. Ours is like, from the time before we were born, So whatever, you see. So he might come out and say, hey, I got this, you interested? Yeah, send us the information. We need the information. We just need to document it. So it's under the collection of Jokit. So if anybody wants to come to our place and looks for it, then we just said, for the physical item, you go and see Joe.
So so that's the thing I do also. Friends who give me donated the cassette or CDs or vinyl, I would put in a box and then did the databasing, and then each one of them would say this is from the collection of, who the guy who gave it to me. You know what I mean? So they have the name there and things like this, the physical stuff. So
So the problem is actually basically funding, and the things are going out of the country that we cannot control, So
maybe we should do a drive of like macam how you guys did dekat Block M tu. Set up a station. You
can do it and talk more.
Kita tak nak beli.
But there was a drive for one thing when they declared P. Ramlee as a national treasure. Remember that? And then there was a call out from the government saying that anybody who has the P. Ramlee material to ask to donate. Do you think anybody would? You know how much is one P. Ramlee record?
No, they don't have to donate. We just digitize.
But they ask for the physical item. When you ask for the physical item, if you want to panda, you can go to YouTube. Semua ada. Everything is already digitized. Just take from there. But if you want the physical item, it's money.
Curious question: is there anyone donate?
Do what?
To the government?
Donate.
The P. Ramlee collection.
I don't know. Okay, the question is whether if it was donated and it reached the right people it was supposed to be donated to. That's another question, So we don't know because after that nobody said anything. So they never say, oh, thank you, we received 10 donations or 50 donations or what. There was nothing. So we don't know, so we can't say.
Also, we can't really trust the government in that sense.
Here's a government one,
No, what I'm saying is that I remember again coming back to Saida where in her book, I think there was this. When we are achieving our independence, so the government decided to have our anthem for the country, and start writing to people, composers everywhere around the world, and then they would send a lot of these compositions. Yeah, what happened to this composition? What happened to all these papers? Oh, gone, man. I mean, from around the world, Japanese, even local. Piramli also wrote two, I heard, and sent in to be selected as the country's anthem, And where are this?
We will carry on, we will let you know, because somebody is doing it, the research now.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah. No, because, I'm just saying as an example, how we can trust the government in terms of artifacts.
No, for cataloging and archiving and preservation, how can we trust them? Because if the records, they just, throw away. Do you know that all the shows that they recorded on tapes and reels and all that, because they ran out of space, they re-recorded.
Yeah.
So all the early programs and all the things, finished.
That's not the problem in terms of kita punya pop music. When they record, they mixed it already, then they erase. Because they want to rent that tape again.
The same
so which is why we never have, we have very few master tape or actual recording that we can remix.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we don't have that.
That's the other challenge we don't have. We have that is things are being lost.
Yeah.
Maybe Arkib Negara should take a more, someone from, who actually understand. Because then again, macam Joe cakap lah, kalau Arkib Negara sendiri pun cakap.
Yes. I have the flyer.
You see, the moment you said that, Joe and I smiled. Because we've been down the road, we know. And it's not going to happen.
It's heartbreaking,
Yeah, it's very painful. It's very painful.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, what would be the ideal end goal? Akan buat, let's say it will make you like macam die smiling. Yeah.
Now for me, mainly for me, every single item related to the Southeast Asian underground music scene is available for people to check out, to study and everything, to look at it or to listen to, like videos from the shows from 1999 or whatever it is, So it's there, see. Of course, they are being shared, but in a very personal way, somebody got this VHS from 96 and put it up, like a clip, So if you can get all that, because at the end of the day, that's another thing I think we all forgot tonight, is that in terms of, going further with it. Let's say I want to do a movie, set up in 1985 when Sudirman had that show in Chowkit Road. So I want to have all the songs that, maybe not so popular songs. Where do I find it? Who's the people who are going to give me the rights and things like this? As an archivist, you can get that, to get the publishing right from these people. You can have a service. And this is happening in the US, UK, everywhere actually. Because it's taking. And also that's the danger when you have a lot of money, you buy all the rights, But, in terms of going back in time to experience that thing, so you need to have all the materials around it, So
actual materials.
Yeah.
You what?
To die smiling doesn't take much. Well, in terms of the work that I do, I think I enjoy it because every road or everything that comes inside is a journey of discovery. And it keeps me alive, It's like I go to work, I'm happy because I discover things. But I would wish for at least 5 years, somebody to give me a space, the money, and the right equipment, to get the right equipment and the right people to run and do this thing. Document in 5 years. Just give me 5 years. Because after that, I want to retire already. No, but, we have taken it from zero to where we are now. And it's an educational thing. And we just want to share it with other people. So we're starting something. So I think within the next 5 years, we can actually inspire people and put out how important it's got to be done. We will be the scapegoat. We will do all the wrong things. but we will find the right way to do it, and then eventually the younger generation can run with it, the future generation, and do it properly, but with the right funding from the right people. And to be fair, I have been blessed in that sense. I was given money to do what I wanted to do. They never told me what to do. They just say, okay, I give you money, you do. You know, then after that, we did, then they want to keep us alive. They say, oh, okay, now I give you money. I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it lah, you know. So that is very scary because they don't know how important it is. But because we've been getting a lot of eyeballs, that's why we have been kept alive. You see? So that is my wish, is that at least 5 years, 10 would be good, you know, but at least 5 years, space, money, equipment, the right people, and we will document whatever we can find. And put it out to everybody to share, you know, at least people know. You know, I just recently got a record yesterday, Empat Sekawan. It's actually Empat Sekawan when they recorded in 1950s, 1960s, you know. So it's recording of that, you know. It's like, wow, I haven't heard it yet, but I'm so happy I got it. But the younger generation will not know who is Empat Sekawan. It's very scary, you know. And we had people like, okay, the Singaporean scene, this is also the worry. We had Pua Chukang come to our place, okay? Visited. He said, oh, P. Ramlee, Penang, Malaysia. I thought Singapore. Never mind, listen. Ahmad Daud, Malaysia, Penang, I thought Singapore. Because they were all doing that. Then come, Ellie Cats, Penang, I thought Singapore. Everything the Singaporean want to take. Our nasi lemak, our chicken rice, our music, all they want to take, you see? Yeah. See, so it's scary when the younger generation, they come, I didn't know Ali Cats from Penang. Then you become very scared. And also one thing that actually pushed me was because when I was doing research, I was looking for Zainal Alam. Zainal Alam. I went to Ministry of Culture, the documentation, asked for material. The lady was about 40 over years old, a Malay lady, and I asked her, I said, can I find anything about Zainal Alam? And she turned around and looked at me and said, who is Zainal Alam? It's like, whoa, you don't know Zainal Alam. You know, so these are things that I'm getting a bit worried, you know. Yeah, so hopefully our dreams will be answered by the grace of God.
I remember writing when Wikipedia started, so you can open it up for everyone. So I joined in, so I wrote in about some of the history. Oh, my wallet. History of the scene in Kuala Terengganu back in the late 70s and all that. After about a year, everything's changed. People add in bands name that I never heard before, like they are the pioneers, like, and all this thing. So this is another reason that we need, because everybody can just go in and put in their own history into it, you know. So if we have this, look at this is reported when it came out. So in a way, it become like the benchmark for everything that, you know, people trying to steal now. Even history are stealing or deleting or whatever, you know. Yeah. So that's another thing.
Okay. Untuk Yayasan Irama Nusantara,
the ideal way.
No, the ideal end game. Okay, macam apa?
I think
yang korang harap untuk capai. Yeah.
We want the younger generation can celebrate our music, our Indonesian music. From the past also until now, I think, because we like really envy, sirik, how Indonesian people, the youngers especially, can know very well about how is the Beatles, can make many records, or the controversies of Paul McCartney is that,
they know that more.
Better than know who is Bing Slamet, who is Kus Bersaudara. I think it's Bumi Chen. We want for the end game, we want that all of the Indonesian youngsters know what we have in Indonesia. Maybe for the national artists, maybe also the local artists, because you know we have many record industry at the local, at the region also. Yeah, not also, and not only in Jakarta or many big cities in Indonesia, but also in small city we have also record labels there. So yeah, so that's why from since 2022 we also make a network to another city. Yeah, we have network to 3 cities: Jambi, Bandung, and Yogyakarta. And we make workstations there and collect all of the records there. Also because we aware that if we only digitize in Jakarta, we can cover all of the records that we have. I think
we also got right contact us.
Okay,
we also have some.
Your focus is mainly Penang, right?
No. We started because I wrote the book was Penang because I didn't want to get into any controversial. If I mention Malaysia, and they will say, hey, why you never put this flower, why you never put the flower? So Penang alone, so that's why we started. We use that as a sort of like a starting point, but we also cover Malaysia, Singapore, we have a bit of Indonesia, so everything. So Indonesia stuff, actually, we have quite a bit.
Okay.
We even have gospel recording,
Okay. Like Gambus?
No,
gospel
Indonesian press gospel recordings.
Gospel Christianity? Gospel?
You see? So you don't know, is it? But this, I think, it's just showing that, because we got this from one person who just gave us this whole lot of things, you take.
Okay.
So we don't know what's inside. Then we start looking, why we got this, why we got this, so we don't know what, we have not actually digitized it yet, it's just sitting there.
Okay.
You see? So maybe in time to come, Irama records and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah, so that you have also Teo Tek Hong records.
Yes, we have Teo Tek Hong, so we have that. That's why I saw Teo Tek Hong, I said, we have that as well,
It's the first label in Indonesia that is in this,
I think 1920...
1918. No, 1908.
08, one of the
it's
first.
not Lokananta?
No.
No, Lokananta was later. That one we have Lokananta as well. But this one, Teo Tek Hong. This one.
But before the independence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after the independent days, the first record label is Irama. Irama Records.
This one, I think, lasted only for about 5 to 8 years. After that, they shut down already. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we can talk forever.
Yeah, forever.
Okay, I think it was a good session, and I really hope that each one of you ada, dapat some input or some idea, or maybe hopefully they inspire for you guys to do things yourself, or to spread the words, or if you know people within your circles and maybe other interest to maybe, because at the end of the day it's about working together, people doing things as a community. So I think before we end this session, any pesanan terakhir, any last thing to add on by anyone, perhaps?
No, I think that maybe we have not fielded any questions from the
true.
crowd. So if you all have any questions, you can buy us coffee and we'll talk to you. Because I don't know. We don't have, do we have time? We have 7.
Untuk Q&A? Kita ada time ke untuk Q&A?
Tinggal lagi 5 minit.
Tinggal lagi 5 minit. Well, might as well. Kita ada 5 minit. So kalau ada siapa-siapa nak bertanya soalan, silakan.
At the back.
Ada bagi phone.
Bagi phone.
Hello. Zio. Okay. I am Afifi. I just want to ask about currently I think the archive is going towards digitization, right? So from the process of digitization, we will need to have the source. Okay, so in this process, which one is more valuable for the archive? Is it the source or the digitization? I mean like this, okay. If you have to choose, after you digitize the source, do you let the source just wear over time, or you also conserve it so that it will, you know, like the format, the physical format, right? Do you preserve it, or you just you prioritize the digitized material from the source? Yeah, that's my question.
For me, the ideal thing to have both. It's very ideal to have both.
Of course.
But once you digitize it, you don't need to use it anymore. You put it properly in an airtight container or something like that, because that's very rare. And then the data and the digitized sound from the audio from it, you just share it or whatever you want to do. You can remaster it. You can do compilation, what this guy's doing.
Okay.
You know, get young kids to cover it and do another compilation. There's a lot of things you can do with it. Which is so ideally yes. But if I'm supposed to choose, then I would get the data, the digitized version. I don't really need the
physical.
Yeah.
I think we are slightly different in the sense that we would like to have two, digitized and also physical.
Of course.
But for us is that we have been now trying to get digital resources, but when you digitize something and you put it on a CD or anything, it lasts within 3 to 7 years, and then you have to migrate. And every time you migrate, you lose a certain percent. So of course I would love to have the physical copy, you know, just in case lah, you know. But physical copy is space, taking up space, you know, containers, you have to get the right containers, and then, you know, it's a lot of things that just to keep it there. So I think that's a battle that we fight, you know. If you don't have enough space, you got a lot. If you come to a place, you go and look, and you know, sometimes you have rooms that you got no place to walk. So if you keep the digital copy, and they are very heavy, especially the 78s, you know, you throw one box and kill people, you know. Very heavy. Betul. You carry also, you can get hernia. That's the other thing. So it's very, but of course, digital until we find the right, maybe equipment to keep it for 50 years, 100 years. And then we retrieve it. That we have the answer to that.
So how about our friends in Indonesia?
What you want to do?
For now, we are going now, it's only digitized.
Okay.
Yeah, but we also agree because for both of them is also important. But for now, we only digitize it because we are aware that conserve the artifacts, the physical artifacts, is very use a lot of money there. Yeah. So what we can do for now is only digitize them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, hi. This is Adil here. A question for our friends from Indonesia, Rama. Amazing project. Thank you so much. I think we're all very inspired by it, but we're also a bit malu here because we were very sad to hear that. I mean, we were happy to hear that RRI allowed you to access the records. But in Malaysia, if you went, Dr. Shazlin does research at RTM, which is our equivalent of RRI, does not allow. It's very sad. It's all political. A lot of it is control issues. But my question for you is, in Indonesia, is there a government agency or body that handles intellectual property for music? Because in US is ASCAP. So in Malaysia, we have MACP. I think some of us are ahli MACP, right? Yeah. So but we have this big problem. I mean, MACP, Malaysian Authors Copyright Protection, Malaysian Authors Copyright Protection for music. Shouldn't they have all the information of the archives, like the old songs and all that? They other, if you go online, you have some information, but it's very poor. So my big problem in Malaysia, the big problem in Malaysia is the orang yang tanggungjawab, the people who are responsible for this, including government-linked agency, are not actually doing the job, nor do we know how are they doing it. They still pay out royalties, but we don't know. So I'm wondering, Does Indonesia also have a similar agency?
We also have the agency. It's called Yayasan YKCI, Yayasan YKCI, but I forgot. Yayasan Kolektif, collecting something. Maybe I can browse it before. Yeah, but it going through to the Ministry of apa ya? Hukum Kemenkumham, Ministry of Law, yeah, Law Ministry, yeah, Law Ministry. There is like a Department of Intellectual Property there, yeah, and have LMKN, the agency for Lembaga Manajemen Kolektif Nasional, yeah. So all of the agency, all of the apa ya, swasta tuh private agency going through to the LMKN. But I think all of the practically all of those agencies do not have the database of what we have. So it only they only have the music that have submitted to them. Yeah. So all of the database not completed, I think. So that's why the system going very bad, I think. Yeah. And also the mafia things and something like that in Indonesia.
Hi, Nick Jasmine here. I just want to add about MACP. So MACP relies on the information that we give them, members. So whatever database that they have is actually complete in terms of members, because members are the ones who are actually telling them what we have and what money we would like to collect, right? So that's why it's limited. Also, when you want to look at whether they are responsible at archiving, it's not really their job to be archiving, because publisher, because if it is your music, then you will be having a list lah kan. But at the end of the day, it's business, right? So you are collecting only for people that you are supposed to be collecting for. So people who are no longer around, you don't have them coming to you to say like, look, I want to collect money for this. So they wouldn't be the right body to be archiving.
But I do heard that MACP would still get the money from people who, royalties from people who haven't been registered to them, and then after a certain time they would share it among them. This is what I heard.
If somebody owns it, baru dia boleh collect. Sebab kalau tidak, dia cannot collect.
Even when that song is playing, claim, they still get the.
Somebody will have to,
get the money.
So that's why it is important for you to then register with them. Kalau tidak, they wouldn't know who it belongs to. The radio station will tell you, okay, this is my playlist, right? This is my playlist, this is what we've been playing. So dia akan dapat, okay, title lagu ni. Kadang-kadang kita akan dapat satu report yang cakap, okay, lagu ni siapa punya? Who songs are these? And then tak ada claim, that's when they pandai-pandai lah macam mana diorang distribute tu kan. But in terms of archiving, you really need to be collecting somewhere else. It's not MACP. Okay. Talking about government, and I do agree, MACP is not government, but government bodies are very important. I do a lot of research. I go to RTM a lot, for TV especially, and I sit in the RTM library like religiously, and I go through every time I go, there's something missing. Okay, katalah I started researching in RTM since 15 years ago. First time I masuk RTM tu, I excited. Library kan, so boleh, wah nak tengok opah kan? Oh, pergi check. Semua opah ada lagi. 15 years ago. 4 years ago, I think, I saja check balik database. It's no longer there. So opah episode berapa semua dah hilang. Reason being, storage is a problem in RTM.
The space lah, that's another thing. Physical as opposed to digital.
So when they needed space they had to destroy without thinking how to digitize everything. So this is a problem. So actually, my personal opinion on this is that we need to tell these bodies what is the value of these things. Piramli punya piano, 3 years ago, Port Ame of Innuendo actually did that project, right? So everybody who donated 1,000 ringgit gets a key with their name engraved underneath. Okay, so I was one of those people who gave money to have my name engraved on the piano, right? So recently, I found out that piano dah rosak. Sebab during the pandemic, they put the piano in the porch of the house in Setapak. Okay, so the biggest problem is actually how do we educate these bodies on how to value these things.
So,
and my question is, Paul and Joe, because you all are doing all these things, are we doing enough to educate them to value these things?
Are they listening? Do they want to listen?
Maybe they want to.
You see, it's all right for us to tell them. My personal opinion and is that they will listen to us. If they can, somebody would just listen. We have spoken, I think, to many people, and telling them, but they maybe they will listen to you, but nothing will happen. But they have to realize, like you said,
the election coming up.
yeah. They will listen. Yeah, whether anything will happen. Now we are relevant because during election time they will. Get all the artists come, because artists come, people will come. No artist, nobody will come.
Well, that's the problem.
Makan.
It goes back to like now, your tempat is again. You're not sure whether you will have your place
because we are not going for elections, state. No, it's something that it's a battle that we have to fight. But I think that we will carry on.
From what I know of the underground scene in the US, mainly, like universities would take them and have them. Yeah, especially New York University and then Washington DC. A lot of the early stuff from the late 70s on, keeping it in their account.
I think that's
but
a
I think
change.
that what, if I may add, right, it shouldn't be seen as music per se.
Social science.
Yeah.
Social science.
Yeah, it should be seen more than that. It's cultural, it's social, it's it's
design.
Something.
Even design.
Macam the tree just now lah.
Yeah.
It covers, it touches a lot of touch points. So maybe if, again, long shot, if you explain to them, it's not just music, it's all this yang akan membantu untuk bina negara, something like that in the future. Could be lah. You need to use the right word. So possible. I don't know. Yeah.
Actually, you're absolutely right because Akib sendiri. Okay, I researched on Saloma. When I went into the Akib Negara, I cried because you know how they simpan the materials? Really terribly. Dia letak gambar Piramli Saloma atas Manila card. Manila card. Okay, bila you nampak tu, you akan menangis. Yeah. So my thing is that how do we educate them to not do that anymore?
If they listen lah, basically, if a 9-foot or 11-foot grand piano can disappear from RTM, and nobody can find it, I'm just amazed that
While we fight that war, I think we just keep on doing
we will not finish lah. I think if we keep going, but I think that we are hopeful. That's why we do it. We are hopeful.
Then again, like I said, when I first started out, it's for the underground music scene because it's very dear to me and how it changed a lot of people anyway. So, but then when you go through it, then you realize other things also it's not being archived. Even from like rap music from the early 90s, Malaysian rap, all this thing, So and then, of course, then you just hope that there'll be this rap kid who really love it, who would do it for what I'm doing for the punk scene, whatever, you see. Because I don't think we can cover everything.
We cannot. I'm doing the past and then he's picking up from there. So it's running. Then the next one.
So I do hope that if there are kids or people who are interested in it, maybe we can come together and, specialize certain things and things like that, take the burden a bit, something like this. Yeah. Because it's very hard. It's not. Like we love this thing, So it's very hard.
Okay. Any more question? Ada?
I just want to say, I mean, in general, so I'm Az Samad. I'm a guitar geek, basically, and jazz guitar geek. I think the thing that everyone can do is just to, in your, whatever you're interested in, to archive it or document it or write about it. Because, I mean, I grew up in the 2000, I mean, I was performing from 2000s until now. And it's like, even for me to research stuff from 2004, 2005, which is like already internet, right? So hard to find photos of bands around that time. And so hard to find like who was performing, who was gigging, what kind of gigs, what kind of photos, what kind of videos. And I think if anyone here is active in the scene, to just, if you want to be a hoarder, it's a good time to be a hoarder and keep it, because things that are happening now are not being documented. Things that are happening right now. So it's like, yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I'm looking at stuff like from early 1900s, and it's like these things exist, but only if you're lucky. Someone put it in a box, and it's still like in reasonably good condition. So
I do remember feeling really angry. I think somebody bought over MySpace, and in MySpace there's a lot of data,
so much good
bands,
music,
so much music, pictures,
local bands,
local regional bands. And I think it was Justin Bieber or something, like big pop star. Huh? Justin Timberlake. Yeah. He bought it over and delete everything. Only leave your pages. No images, no songs anymore, nothing. I still have my page, but nothing there anymore. It's just like cover to down, that's it. Nothing, you know. So a lot of things lost. It's not just MySpace though. There's like Friendster. Friendster also was really amazing. Part where people do their own blogging and everything. That's all gone.
Zenga.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I can't be doing it for a long time, so that I got really excited, you know, when I found this blog and stuff like that. Oh God, this is great. I could just turn it into PDF, put it down, no? And they are gone. And I didn't manage to get that. One more thing, in terms of the Malaysian underground music, there was a forum on Yahoo Group from about 96, I think 97, up to about mid-2000. And Yahoo has deleted all the conversation last year. Right? Yeah, I managed to get some, but you know, yeah. And there was a writing by, who was that music critic from Indonesia who read the 100 tahun lagu-lagu. Denny Sakri. He was a part of the Jakarta Music Yahoo Group, and I was a part of it. And he was writing a lot about the music, and it's all gone now. And his writing is amazing because he's very, you know, very well, really know what he's talking about, you know? So these are the things that I'm like, one of those things that frustrate me, you know? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Again, thank you everyone, and thank you yang datang semua. Hopefully it was insightful. Okay.
Oh yeah, before if you guys, anyone of you guys ada collection banyak in terms of whatever, depending. So if it's like underground music, give to me. Kalau you guys nak bersara jadi lebay, you know, dah start semayang, you know, so yeah, give it to me.